Okay. I'm not very good at following the rules, so you guys seem like you guys have a lot of rules.
Oh,
I'm just kind of like,
oh, wait a minute, you don't even know, because I just got an email saying all of us, including the financial officers, have to take the funding training again.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we take a different funding training.
Right.
All three of us are not expiring until a year from now.
Oh, that's annoying. Well,
And it's like, okay, but more importantly, I think, because it's not like I can't take 2 hours, it's like imposing it on other people, right?
Right.
I said, you know that Shannon and Josh and other Josh, both Joshes, all just took funding training within the last 3 weeks. Did you provide the correct one to them?
right.
And Daniel's response was, I don't care if we're being recorded. You shouldn't be asking us about exemptions.
Right.
I'm not asking about exemptions. I'm asking about the moral high road.
Right.
You know, it's government. Well, this is government where the government officials don't have to do what they're asking other people to do. This is where democracy comes to die. Okay, I do have printed copies of the agenda that is actually the agenda.
Awesome.
Thank you. And if anyone else comes, we're gonna have to bring in another paper, I think. Oh, maybe.
More chair.
I understand. We have plenty more chairs.
Plenty more chairs. Plenty more room.
So. Oh, well. And all the documents, including the welcome.
Yes. Nice, but I think I'm gonna share from my screen, so
That's fine.
That's fine too. You just make
Yeah,
sure
we
we have
have
it all.
Well, we have these little photos. One of them is. Yeah.
Wow, 10.2.
Transfer the documents to this computer. Even if we don't use this computer to verify. So you're gonna share the agenda and everything from there?
Yeah,
Okay,
can. It could be easier for me to
that's
navigate,
fine,
because I don't like the clicker on that one is.
it's fine. So, did you, you're in, right? So you're not, oh, you did everything already.
Yes.
You co-hosted yourself. Did you ask the host question?
How's the daddy? Say it again.
Hi, Dakota.
And me imprinting.
Hello.
How are you?
Daddy.
I'm all right. It's a busy Monday, but wanted to carve out some time. I have one thing in general
A
comments.
very busy Monday in the internet world. AOL was out for about 8 hours,
Oh, wow.
maybe 6.
That's a
Felt like a
lot.
lifetime.
Yeah.
And it was AOL, not the internet. But then Citibank was out. They couldn't make deposits today.
Yikes.
So I do wonder if anybody else was out, meaning was there something going on?
You know, I was just having some problems with my router that I was going to do a reset once I was done with this meeting. But yeah, so there's might be something going around.
Could be. Right.
Hello.
Myself, hi.
Yeah, we've got the table set a little differently, so we're gonna see if this works.
Okay.
All right, yeah. Sorry, I'm breaking all the things over here. Let me see back. That's 60. Yeah, it is 2 minutes late now because my computer. So I got a new computer and everything. Like you need to re-download things and like
Right.
very annoying here.
Oh,
You know, I have to
again.
come in again.
And that
And
means
then
you have to
probably-
need a host. Yeah.
You need a host again.
No, co-host, don't. Here, just click on this. Go to the right hand, right there, you're supposed to make co-host.
Okay. All right, well, welcome everybody. Thanks for being here.
And did you bring the mission statement as well? Got it to a few times.
I did not.
Okay.
I did write it down.
Well,
we can-
a short one.
Yeah, the short version. Okay,
Did you
because
read it?
that I did, and I was like, maybe we can add some changes a little bit, but
Well, we can't without reading it.
okay, exactly. We'll read it. But I have it in my.
Say, it's interesting, because, you know, every committee chair kind of did their own thing, it wasn't a standard format. And the fella who was before you is as interested in transportation, multimodal, this, and blah, 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 as you are.
Right,
So he wrote a really, really long mission statement,
right.
so.
So let's see what people see. I close this. Okay. All right, let's just call this meeting to
No,
order.
we don't want.
Or, oh, we want the.
Well, what we really don't want is, I don't know what you
Here.
have.
I'm sharing the agenda.
Okay,
Everybody see this?
yeah, you're operating from
I'm
there.
operating from here. Yeah, so this is my share screen.
So,
I will have to ask, when we get to the mission statement,
yes, that's what I'm gonna do right
we will pull it up from there.
now. See it.
Exactly, right? Not right now, yeah, exactly. All right. Well, let's call this into order. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call this meeting to order. My name is Cesar Garcia. I am the area 5 rep for UNNC. And I will be chairing this committee. So welcome to this inaugural meeting for the mobility and transportation.
How come we're seeing this?
We see this, you see this because it's connected to this, but people in Zoom only see my screen. Right? What do you see?
I see both. I see you and I see the screen that you're
No,
sharing.
that's not good.
Oh, that's so.
Because this is not open. Okay, let me just,
All right. Well, right now you see Microsoft sign.
yeah, you're seeing my screen.
Yeah, I see the Microsoft Word UNNC document. And then I also see, Caesar, I see your webcam on your personal laptop. And then I also see the camera for the UNNC.
Why don't you unshare and read?
Yeah,
What I'm seeing here,
Something's wrong.
well, there is something wrong, because I think you, there we go,
There you go.
later.
Thank you for being online, catching up.
You're welcome.
Yeah, because so Susie, you want to turn off your camera as well
Yes.
on that one. Okay,
All right, again, welcome. So before we dive in, I want to acknowledge that we are gathering here in the UNNC. What do you call this?
Palace.
What is it?
Southeast.
The Southeast House,
Southeast
yeah.
House. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. Well, the in the region of UNNC, like the area that covers quite a few neighborhoods. What is this neighborhood called again? Like I feel
West Adams Avenue.
West Adams Avenues, exactly. And where am I? And this is land with deep history, and that is, and this committee exists to make sure that people who live here have a real say in how our streets, parks, and public spaces are shaped and used, and hopefully for the future generations to live in.
So you're gonna
Yeah.
share the.
Yeah. So we're gonna share the agenda now. So per our rules, though, do we want to go over stakeholders, stuff like that? No, skip it.
Well, I guess if you will, one of us has to share the agenda, just tell me, you,
Yeah.
me.
Oh, let's do it here.
Okay, so while I'm pulling that up, and this is Laura Myers speaking. The UNNC mobility and transportation, even though it behaves like a committee, is actually a subcommittee of our land, planning and zoning, our land use committee.
Mhm.
And we make it perhaps more clear in the planning and zoning committee than we do in others, that anyone who's a stakeholder
Mhm.
is a member of the committee. So what we basically ask people to do, because we're voting on things that may make a difference, is we explain what the standing rules are for committee stakeholder voting participation. So specifically what that means is, here at UNNC, we appoint the chairs or co-chairs, or in this case, subcommittee chairs, but we do not appoint the committee members. And our rules call for anybody who's a bona fide
Right.
stakeholder is a member of that committee or subcommittee for the duration of the meeting. They not only can fully participate in the talking, but they can make motions and they can vote, but we
Right.
have to affirm their stakeholder status.
Right.
We're making recommendations to the governing board and the governing board will act on those recommendations. So we're not a final decision maker. So who is a stakeholder? It's anyone who lives, works, owns a business, owns property, attends school, is a parent of a child who attends school, worships, I'm forgetting something, and or is an active participant in a nonprofit 501c3
Right.
organization with brick and mortar address
Right.
within our boundaries. So so I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Laura Myers and I am a stakeholder. I live in Angeles Vista. And I am on the board of UNNC.
All right.
Hi, I'm Senmin Lee. I'm a resident and stakeholder of Jefferson Park, Region 5.
Thank you. I'm Cesar Garcia. I live in Jefferson Park. I'm a stakeholder.
And I'm Dakota Masonette, resident of the West Adams Avenues.
So these rules apply to all of our committees, but most of our committees are not voting on things that make a difference in somebody else's financial life.
Mhm.
So we were a little just more picky about going through this
Right.
during land use things. So
Right.
the Mobility and Transportation Committee was established as a subcommittee of planning and zoning. That gives this body the ability to not have to schedule regular meetings.
Right.
And to last longer than 6 months.
Yeah.
So an ad hoc committee is short form and does not even have to follow the Brown Act, but a subcommittee does have to follow the Brown Act, meaning agendas in advance and do everything in public. But it does not have to meet with regularity or on the same night.
Right. All right. So let's quickly go through the agenda and see what's in store for us. I'll try to keep us on track.
Okay.
And yeah, okay, so if you have, so let's go through the agenda. So the first item would be the general public comments. And then number 3, it's the initial reformation of this subcommittee, and we'll talk about if we want to change any of the words for the mission statement. And then we have number 4, the high injury in corridors for safety and local interventions that have happened from what I understand and what we've been working on in the last year. And then we want to prep for tomorrow's walk and talk that we've been coordinating with some city leaders and neighbors around the block. And then new business, and we'll adjourn. Okay, so let's go back to item number 2. Are there any public comments? General public comments?
I do have a public comment. I'm very happy to see that we're going to be talking about Jefferson Park, but I do want to note that a high risk area that we've brought up on an agenda before, but obviously this is the first time we're meeting here, is the intersection at Adams and 10th, where I reside, where there have been multiple car accidents. So I would love to add that as a future agenda topic for another time.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Right. I'll intervene a little bit. In the letter we wrote the city about the high injury corridors, we definitely included Adams Boulevard.
Great.
And that intersection specifically.
Yeah, and I definitely been talking every time I bring up the issue with city leaders, I bring up that intersection because it's so there's so many kids that cross that intersection and it's so dangerous.
Yeah.
But thank you. Yeah, definitely in the radar.
Great.
All right, anything else? I do have one too, but go ahead.
I would say on a completely unrelated to this topic, no, but that's what a general public that's about. On July 10, which I think must be Friday, July 10th, I'm guessing.
Friday, so it's
I'm guessing
and it's the 3rd on Friday. Yes, it's gonna be the
10th.
the 10th.
There will be Council District 10 is sponsoring movies in the park here at Penny Potter Park near the South Seas house. I don't remember what the movie is,
I don't either, but I saw a flyer.
but it's always very fun. So for anybody watching on YouTube, mark your calendar, please.
Definitely. I have another general public comment, a little bit unrelated, but also the oil field. They have community meeting on the 18th, the one on Adams, the one right here, led by the Redeemer Group and other groups now. I think other people, I had a meeting with them not too long ago asking for support in regards to parking rights. And then on the 23rd, there's going to be like an official meeting on renewing their license, something like that. So they're really hoping to get public comment and things
I
like
guess
that.
we should supplement that by saying on this Wednesday,
Yes.
as planning and zoning committee, that is the agenda topic.
Oh, yes.
And then at governing board, we do have it as an agenda item, but if anyone is actually interested in having discussion on it, come Wednesday night, because we'll max out at about 10 minutes, presentation and discussion combined at governing board.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
UNNC has a long-standing position.
Yeah, because I think Rec and Parks wants to take over that, make it into a park eventually, or maybe we can do a safer route school there, like in the long term, we can put it in the agenda a couple years from now.
Sure, we can't talk about that tonight.
All right, we're moving on. Anything? Yes. Oh,
So on a Saturday, I went to Budget Day and it was very informative
Okay.
and it was really worth doing. So in the future, I encourage everyone to do it. Because you get to hear all the council people, or at least a few of them, talk about city budgets, and you get to see Karen Bass talk about what she's planning and what her interests are, and then you get to just hear about other people and other neighborhood councils.
Yeah.
And what they're facing.
anything like
A lot of
race?
interesting stuff.
Yeah, anything that stood out for
A
you?
lot of stuff, but I don't.
Okay, we'll keep moving.
Yeah.
Also, agenda Thursday night.
Oh, really? Okay.
Or
Oh,
will I-
yes.
Expect that our budget rep will be the person.
Yes.
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 And Caesar and I went to a place where there was a lot of games,
Oh, yeah.
play day. So hopefully in the future, they're not on the same day.
Yes, all right, anything else, any other general public comments? All right, so let's go to item number 3, the reformation for the subcommittee and mission statement. The UNNC Mobility and Transportation Subcommittee has been in hiatus since 2022. Tonight we're officially reforming it. So the original mission statement, let's read it so we can see if we would like to reframe any of the.
Well, it is quite lengthy, which is not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
And
I really really like it. Like it's a really complete mission statement.
Right, it's really, really complete, since some committees have a 3-sentence mission statement.
Yeah.
But so essentially, back in 2021, when we were coming back after the hiatus because of COVID,
Who was the previous chair? Can you remind me?
Taylor
Taylor 5?
FIFE,
Okay.
and I can put you in contact.
Yes, please.
We're calling me at this hour. And he is, but anyway, each committee chair, we really went through a whole thing because we were coming back after a hiatus because of COVID, and then putting together committees on Zoom pretty much. So we decided that we needed to have a really clear path for each of the committees. Except for some of the chairs said we don't want a clear path. We want a broad path, but this one has a clear path.
Right.
And so I can quickly share, I mean, this is up in the.
So I like is the mission and then the values. I feel like the mission is what we're trying to accomplish, and the values is like what we.
That's what I more or less put on the agenda for you.
Right. That's what I was focusing really.
Right. And
Because everything else was very.
so trying to see if there's a way to get from this to the others for us.
All right, I can read it out. So the mission is to learn, inform, and advocate. The mission of UNNC Committee on Mobility and Transportation is therefore threefold. To host a forum in which the UNNC, local elected leaders, government employees can learn about community needs, preferences, and concerns. To inform members of the community on potential changes to mobility and transportation patterns in the region. To advocate for investment and improvements to mobility and transportation in our community, while advocacy will be primarily at the city, LADOT, and the county metro level. The committee may also advocate at a regional and state levels. And then we have the values and other items that are important as well. But do we need to go into
Well,
those?
I think we should, yeah.
Alright, so the values of this committee, which I really appreciate, the transportation should be safe. Transportation should be equitable, transportation should be accessible, transportation should be sustainable, transportation should promote livability. While the core mission of this committee is to advocate for improvements, people may have disagreements about whether a change actually constitutes as an improvement. The subcommittee intends to use the 5 values above its primary guide to advocacy. As they say, safety first. People must be free to travel without fear of bodily harm. Travel in the UNNC area is unnecessarily dangerous, and making it safer is the committee's paramount objective. Promoting equity and social justice are primary goals for both LADOT and Metro.
Do you have this? Sorry, I know. Oops.
And should be primary goals for the UNNC as well. Today, transportation is a major source of disparities of opportunity in our community. Our transportation infrastructure and resource prioritize those who can afford private personal vehicles, while offering inferior options for those with low incomes or those living in underserved areas. The UNNC should strive to ensure that transportation changes. Yes. Kind of far away. Let's see. The UNNC should strive to ensure that transportation changes in our area do not perpetuate inequalities against historically marginalized communities. In fact, we should actively pursue changes to our transportation network that right historic wrongs and benefit those who are in the most need. Transportation should be accessible to everybody. Today, wheelchair users and those who have disabilities that prevent them from driving are often ignored by our transit options. We need to make sure that our sidewalks are usable by everyone, and that non-car options are freely available. Our transportation options must be sustainable. Today, transportation in California is California's single biggest source of carbon emission, while road use is single biggest cause of particulate matter pollution. In addition, many of our roads are strongly congested and cannot support future potential travel patterns that may arise from the population growth and self-driving vehicles. High-quality transportation cannot come at the expense of livability in our neighborhoods. The UNNC area suffered a great tragedy when many homes were demolished, families displaced, and community was rent apart.
Spelled wrong.
Yeah, was torn apart by the 10 freeway. While the freeway allows people to travel more quickly across the land, it has come at untold expense for the people that live near its noisy, polluting, and impassable path. As we make changes to transportation flows in our neighborhood, we must consider their total impacts on residents and ensure the considerations are people and community centered and not simply based on how quickly cars can travel through our boundaries. That is just love that.
You know, I mean, I think this is a really elegant.
Yeah, as like
statement.
another examples. We can skip the examples.
Right, and then the summary for our website.
The summary. This is how it shows up in the website.
Correct.
The Mobility and Transportation Subcommittee acts as a forum and advocacy groups for issues related to mobility and transportation. The subcommittee intends to advocate for changes to mobility and transit programs that promote safety, equity, accessibility, sustainability, and livability.
Okay. So I personally stop the share.
Yeah.
I did not write this. I'm pretty sure a committee of people did write it.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, with an elegant editor.
Mm-hmm.
And
Very,
I think,
very elegant.
well, I think Nuriel was there, Taylor was there, John Arnold was there, these people who are
Transportation.
and design people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because you know, it was a separate subject. But I just don't, I wanted to bring it up because is there anything you wanted to add or just subtract?
Yeah, this is why we're
Or
here.
is
Yeah,
it-
so
it's just-
so since 2022, like how has the neighborhood changed? I feel like we need to address that, and have we added more people? Have we added new modes of transportation? The K line opened in 2022, so
Well,
like that
well,
could
I think what we're actually doing.
yeah, that's
Fits this. I don't
Yeah.
think we need to change it for anything we are currently doing.
right.
I think. you know, it has some additional elements. And of interest, we got an
Right.
email late last week. UNNC got an email late last week that several other community-based organizations also got, from a professor at Cal Poly
Right.
in architecture and environmental design, and he's planning to create an entire semester class on Sugar Hill, and how it was, you know, torn
apart, yeah.
You know,
Well, it's like, how do you say with the Sigma
Yes.
this Sunday? I talked to the Caltrans people and I told them about how Santa Monica is studying their potential. Like, how can like they like how can we do the same thing? And then I said the Sugar Hill and they kind of knew about it already.
Right.
Oh yeah, so they
Right.
just nodded.
For the
And,
free account.
yeah,
But he's been writing to people on the architecture and historic preservation and anti-racism side.
right.
Meaning I got 3 emails, let's just say it that
Yeah.
way. And I had already, in our little group before we respond, said, oh, we need to add Teresa, because, you know, we need to add somebody advocating for the freeway cap,
Right.
you know, because that is an obvious answer.
Right.
When it comes to Sugar Hill.
Right.
That's not really this committee's
Mission,
because it's not about current
the only thing-
transportation.
yeah.
It seems to me though that the mission statement is really geared toward pedestrians.
Yeah.
Car, and it kind of ignores the fact that a lot of the conflict and a lot of what people do want is a place for their car.
Right.
Parking is a big source of conflict. Businesses want their, you know, and everybody has a car, so it's kind of like that's something that like is not quite addressed by this, because even though I don't need to drive to work and I don't have those issues of mobility, and I could get on a bike, there are a lot of people who are very anti that because they can't ride a bike, because they have to take their kids to school, and they have to drive their cars because they live in a place that parking is a very big issue for them. You know, because I was just driving up here, and my neighborhood, there's a little block that is crowded cars on the outside, and I could see how that might be a source of conflict for everyone there.
Right.
So maybe
I feel like, yeah,
we don't need to do this tonight. I mean, this is something to ponder,
right.
but maybe we need to ponder adding a paragraph somewhere within all of this about being sensitive to community feelings and perceptions about the needs for car.
Maybe I feel like
Parking
Consideration.
right, and parking. The problem with making parking into an issue that this committee handles is that the laws around parking now are fully controlled by Sacramento and are within.
Yeah.
Let me finish. And are within the actual committee, not the subcommittee, meaning that we're dealing with parking problems and issues at planning and zoning all the time.
Right.
With the unfortunate answer being more or less. Sorry.
But at Jefferson Park, watch CD10, they've raised issues of the certification of certain streets, like being, you know,
Yes.
so that there is.
Yeah, so right.
Can I just interject? I think we need to also add language about education on other than driving. Like we need to have workshops on how to ride a bike. We need to have closed streets where we have like, oh, look how fun it is to be on a bicycle. Because I have a neighbor that they see us riding bikes all the time, and she's always tells, I really wish I could ride a bike. I don't know how. You know, because we've never had the space in our streets because it's so dangerous to ride our bikes on the street because there's so many cars. To just be able to just get out and just do a quick loop in the street. So just let me finish. And then I feel like education should be one. And what's another thing I really wanted to add? I feel like it's not explicitly said in the mission statement, but I feel like cars are usually overtake the conversation in parking. So I feel like we should have it at the center of the conversation, the humans, because every time if you go to the grocery store, you bump into somebody, you say, excuse me, right? But when you drive, it's like such a different mechanism. Like you're not a human when you're in a car, it feels like you're just kind of like,
well,
but that's my class.
Right, so that's That's still all one, sensitivity to neighbors' concerns regarding their use of cars and need for parking.
And the parallel to the biking education is that, like, oh, at the budget day, I met a woman who was there specifically to complain. She was elderly. She was from the Wiltshire area where they were doing construction in the metro area. So she was there to complain about the fact that she is elderly. She needs her car. She needs to be able to park. And I said to her, have you taken a Waymo? Because the Waymo is amazing. She was like, no, I never have. And I was like,
Or
you should
Uber,
try
or
it.
like, yeah,
And she was like, really? And then we talked about it. And I said, I took Waymo and it was totally safe. I took
Right.
to a medical, appointment. And she was like, that's why I needed it. And I was
Right.
like, so I think that educational aspect.
I completely
people
agree,
to
and
learn.
and it's usually old elderly people that raise the question about parking and things
I
like
do
that.
not driving.
Right, exactly. I'm like,
I'm
you
sure
should drive anymore if you are can't like there's
So-
gotta be a
So education regarding bike use and education regarding ride shares.
right.
The
You know,
Waymo.
Well, Waymo.
Why is there same idea?
Because there are other kinds.
Yeah.
So.
There's the circuit. Have you guys seen the circuit little golf carts that take people around the neighborhood? It's amazing. I've used it. There's neighbors that use the circuit.
The train.
The-
Right.
But I will say, somebody did use access to come to our emergency preparedness workshop.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna generic, because God knows
Yeah.
Waymo's name may change, and you don't like change mission statement every time. It is quite true that every time the city does a road, what they call a road diet,
Mhm.
which is like just such an inelegant phrase, they get lots of complaints from residential neighbors that it will not only cause parking issues, but it will cause cut throughs.
Right.
So when I say sensitivity, I mean, I do think we're gonna should address it. We don't necessarily need to rewrite the mission statement today.
Today, but
There's
we'll
nothing glaring about this mission statement that we have to say, toss it out.
yeah
But I think we should supplement it.
supplement with some add-ons for sure. Anything else? Dakota, would you like to add anything to the mission statement that you think we're missing or you'd like to take out?
No, you've done a fantastic job unpacking it. I think this is going to be something that really helps the community. I have nothing to add.
Okay.
Yeah, I think maybe it's getting the word out about I mean, I'm surprised that the people who had been on your meetings when we were doing unofficial mobility and transportation subcommittee meetings before we had such a committee are not here with us tonight.
Right, I'm surprised.
So we probably need to ask them what's a good night
Yeah.
for them,
Yes.
because we have people who said they would serve on the committee and they could have added to this conversation. So I think we want to have that conversation a second time when Kristen and Uriel and
Yeah,
the other fellow.
yeah, because I really want to bring up safe routes to school because that's a main topic of discussion every time we
Right.
talk about.
Well, there was also, this goes back maybe almost 10 years, we used to have a number of other bicycle advocates. And they did a bike train 3 times a week that left from any other part. So it was people teaching people how to commute by bike.
Yeah,
So they did it as a group
that's so good.
from here to.
Yeah, people don't know how to ride their bikes with traffic. And
Right,
it's a thing
and it
that
was a bike train actually for people commuting to work.
yeah, I would love to lead that. If you can point me to the right people, I would.
Because I started off in crime, I have to say that the mobility for young people, I've seen a lot of young people take scooters. Go and start doing graffiti. I caught them. I would catch them like stealing in cars. I've had a lot of direct experience with that. So part of me is we also have to address that mobility also sometimes creates a very transient crime issue.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a whole different topic for sure, but thank you. Yeah, we'll definitely look into it. All right, should we move on to item number 4?
Yes.
High injury network, the corridors and local interventions. I want to start with the wins that we got in our neighborhoods, especially.
We
with
have
us.
to finish here.
No, just kind of talk it out. We got the speed tables on Arlington. We got a stop sign on 36 and 11. And what else? The speed cameras are coming, but they're supposed to come in July.
In various locations,
very-
not necessarily the ones we asked for.
Yeah, so let's talk experiences. I definitely seen the speed tables work because I remember like coming down Arlington, people just speeding down because usually when the light on Adams turns green, the ones at the bottom turn red, but people used to step on it like just to catch the yellow. And it used to be so dangerous. And now I see people actually braking and like slowing down and stopping, which is like, you change behavior via actual thing that people have to construct. Anything. So what does this tell us about what works and how we can push? Oh, also the stop on 11th. That's the route to the train, and a lot of people have to wait for all these cars to pass or before the stop sign to pass. And now actually people
Isn't it a
it's
four-way
it's
stop?
a four-way stop now instead of a two-way stop, and it feels so much safer just adding a little stop sign, even though people don't really stop, but they slow down, which is nice. So
Dakota, I have a question for you. At that intersection of 10th Avenue, Edge Hill and Adams, is there an island there?
There is a island there. There's a
Yes.
small little inlet that is designed for drivers headed east on Adams to make a right turn to go down not Arlington, it's on 10th. That's my block is 10th and Adams. Arlington does not have an island.
No, I
think.
know. God, Arlington's a mess, but I mean the one by your.
Yeah, there's a small island for those to turn down 10th, which becomes Edge Hill.
Right. Is it big enough for a tree?
I don't think so. Maybe small
Pretty
one,
small.
but
Yeah.
I don't think
It's pretty small that you feel like scared when two cars are passing by.
Yeah. All right.
That avenue is kind of weird because I think it's so big and broad that people don't know what to do sometimes.
Right.
And so because I drive it all the time. I go up at, Edge Hill, 10th, Adams, cross Adams over to Washington, to get to Crenshaw, to bypass the freeway. And that whole area is like, we all kind of stop just because we're like not sure what everyone else is gonna do. But how are people getting into accidents there, Dakota?
You don't stop.
Speed.
It's the speed, they're just going fast.
Yeah, speed. There's
speed is the greatest issue. It's a lack of care.
Right.
I would say that
Going down?
Well,
no, going east and west is like the biggest problem.
Oh, east and west, okay.
right. The section from Crenshaw to that intersection, so it's going up a hill,
Okay,
has had many fatal accidents for the last
it's so
120,
big.
well, over the last
try to cross.
110 years.
All right, so should we go by quarters? Because I was gonna address the quarters. So are we gonna talk about Adams?
Well, I was just
Yeah.
asking a quick question.
Okay.
Because
'Cause
a
we can.
mitigation, if the island was big enough for a tree, sometimes just having the landscaping
Mhm.
would slow people.
That's true. Or a median or anything.
Well, that's what I'm saying, that's why I want to know if this island was a median.
Yeah, anything that.
But, and the other thing that could happen there would be a light that works differently so that the people coming up Edge Hill are not necessarily on the same signal as the people headed downwards from 10th.
Yeah,
but he's saying it's east west.
it's kind of both. It's like the whole intersection is.
Well, it's the coming up of two hills.
Yeah.
Up this hill.
It's both
it's-
hills, it's a hill, and then
Can't
it's.
see other people.
Yeah. So let's start on Adams. Okay, so that intersection on Adams, the one by the Johnny's Promise, that intersection also needs help because so many people
Correct.
cross there. Up the street, we have all these schools that need crosswalks, some basic crosswalks for children to cross the street to get to the park if they want to go to the park after school. Like some of the basic infrastructure that should already be there, but it's not. We need to address, and I think this is what I was trying to do in February when we presented the PowerPoint to the mayor's office in CD10. So those are some of the things, and I guess before all this happened, I wanted to address that we wrote a letter back in August addressing them. Adams, Arlington, and Jefferson. So
Right.
we made this PowerPoint. We contacted a lot of people, Streets for All, neighbors. A lot of people were involved in the making of the PowerPoint. We met with people and we got the speed bumps, even though those were like 4 years in the making, from what I understood from Kristen.
The speed tape.
The speed tables, yes. And then the stop sign though, that was a great win, even though like that was
That is a great win.
Yes, yeah, thank you. And yeah, so we got some of that. However, no further thing has happened or no further any explanation or if they're saying that they will work on any of this. But I do want to point out that Jefferson Boulevard is full of schools and where people gather. We have like starting from Crenshaw all the way to Arlington. We have the East Center. We have the French school, the daycare there, the Eno preschool. We have 6th Avenue Elementary. We have the new numbers.
The library.
We have the park, the library, and then the museum. But I don't know if it's being worked as a museum.
Center too.
And the yes,
Okay, and we're not trying to compete, we're trying to
Yes.
get it all.
yes,
There are a lot of accidents on Jefferson, a lot of car accidents.
So
that
many.
hit the buildings.
yes.
They go off and they actually hit the
Yeah.
buildings. And I think there was another one right by Suki's where they actually got off the road and hit through the fence.
Right, yeah, I said,
So-
so it's, and all these are not reported, so LADOT doesn't know, so they don't get addressed for some reason. So I went to the 311 workshop that they just did at the YMCA. And I asked like, what is the threshold for LADOT to do something about an intersection? And they finally gave me a straight answer, four injury accidents. So I was like,
Well, that's,
that's
we,
so many.
about Jefferson, but I can tell you that on Adams, it
Yes.
far surpassed that.
Yes,
Just again in the section between Crenshaw and 10th.
yes, and then he kind of like took it back and like four. However, we have to look all the like
Yeah.
laws and stuff. Like I'm like, so
Always
four.
something.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, but so
Well,
that's
yeah.
the whole thing. And then there was a gentleman there with the unreported crashes. He started a website to record like just from the Citizen app, just start recording things. And then LADOT said that those don't count. But then Allie said that she does report the unreported accidents. So then I'll give me the
Jesus, doesn't count because it's.
Because-
What?
and the LAPD
Right.
like data
Yeah,
data
okay.
source thing or whatever.
But that'd be by a year or so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, then a lot of people, it's a circle here,
So,
a
yeah,
lot of people don't report.
yeah, it's a,
And not only that, LAPD actually asked them not to report if
if it's no injury.
there's no injury.
Exactly. So it's a whole loop of not doing anything because it's not reported.
Right, but again, the section on Adams has had multiple fatalities.
Oh, yeah.
I do not know if the section on Jefferson has had multiple, I mean, you would,
Injuries, but I've never seen a fatality.
yeah, Adam, because I have a friend who lives 13th
Right.
in Adams, so she's seen really quite a few. Really quite a few. So at some point in time, CIM had agreed, but it has not happened, to add a stoplight at Montclair and Adams.
Right,
Because of the fear that people going back and forth for Johnny's
right,
were mostly back
Right.
after headed forth, but had some beer
right.
going back
Oh,
to their cars,
Right.
they had parked on the other side, and that has not happened. We have not had car versus.
So I feel
pedestrian there.
like just moving forward, like a way to reframe. I know we want to get all of the things that we want, but if we frame this situation as a safe routes to school situation, where it's not just like this little particular segment, we can link up all the schools that are in the neighborhood, because there's a lot of schools on Adams too, all these daycares and the schools here on closer to Arlington. If we can, make the case for safe routes to school and how like all these things can help that effort for all these children to get there. I feel like we have a different route of thinking about this as opposed to just like. Take I don't know, but it's got nothing being done.
I know that nothing is getting done. We're here in the neighborhood, we're hearing from community stakeholders in the neighborhood. We have a list of things people have asked for, and that list might be getting longer, it's certainly not getting shorter.
Right.
I kind of feel like it takes a different kind of PR like, the National Trust does the 11 most endangered properties in historic properties in America.
Right.
But why don't we do an annual, the 10 most
Fingers intersection
in
in
UNNC?
UNNC, I like that.
Right, I mean, in other words, take an advocacy thing, because we want to get what we want. You know, safe routes to school might end up excluding something that's
Right.
unsafe, but isn't a route to school. Right, so we've already identified a ton of places
Right.
that need a mitigation.
Right,
And,
okay,
and
cause
that
yeah,
would
this,
not be the complete list.
right, cause
It's
this,
less than that, but it could easily be more than that.
right, cause this is now taking us to the neighborhood streets, okay, this is the next item, the 4C neighborhood corridors, like we've had a fatality on 36th and 5th. Where this new org called People's Vision Zero came in and drew a crosswalk there.
Oh,
They did, so
is there now one?
there is now a crosswalk.
We don't want to tell you.
We don't wanna tell anybody about this, but there's a crosswalk, and there's a lot of overturned cars in our streets, but they go unreported, of course, but the last one that I saw was on 28th and Cimarron, where there was a flipped car, there was a baby inside the car, like there's all these things happen, like not even in the main corridors anymore, like they're in our corridors, or the neighborhood streets, and it just kind of like this street should not enable the drivers to go this
Right.
like, so so I guess this is what do we need? Okay, so stop signs, speed humps,
Well,
large like physical calming.
Okay, I'm gonna back up.
Yeah.
Stop signs. What is the reason ever given that they cannot do a four-way stop?
Question, I don't know. I
Because
don't-
they're not very expensive to install.
right, and also we got new paint on 36 too, and it looks so nice, like you can feel like, oh, there's a stop coming up, maybe I should just slow down. But yeah, we need paint, like some of the basic things that could be done for very inexpensive. Another thing I learned on the 311 thing is that you can request for new paint on your stop signs. So I think we should, have a group of people to like just do a 311 scavenger hunt, like find all your stop sign and request for them to be a paint.
I will tell you, I live on Gramercy between Washington and Mass.
Mhm.
And I've been there 40 summers. And for the first 20 some years, it was just a speedway.
Mhm.
Because there's a traffic light at Washington.
Right.
So became really easy to do the get across Washington and then go down Gramercy. I mean, in other words, to avoid Western Avenue, to
Mhm.
avoid Arlington. And at some point, for reasons unknown to me, but I'm so happy it happened, they changed the way the lights were, they meaning whoever does street red lights and green lights. Might be a different department than stop signs, but I'm not sure. But anyway, now if you're on eastbound Washington, you're not allowed to.
Yeah, they
turn.
put some planters there or what?
Just you get a big fine, to
Oh,
no left turn
nice.
from eastbound Washington onto northbound Gramercy, because it's a offset intersection. It's not a straight across.
I see.
So that was good. We have been asking for a stop sign at Gramercy and 18th
Mhm.
for 2 decades. And it was just a no. Then the church that's on the corner got involved and it somehow became a yes,
Mm.
without the rest of the neighborhood even knowing it was happening. So they got a private request as opposed to a neighborhood association request and got it done. But I want to say it was really hard to get those stop signs because DOT wanted people to be able to go fast, and we
Right.
want people to go slow. So I think we might want to advocate for slow everywhere, meaning stop signs at almost all of
All the neighborhood.
neighborhood crossing
I
streets.
agree.
And I don't know how hard it
yeah.
have to be, because
Oh, yeah.
it's expensive.
This leads me to my next question, because I know they're always gonna bounce back to, we need to do a study, and they've been doing studies.
Study on Gramercy.
Okay, exactly, so can we request, I guess this is what my question was gonna be, can we request like all the studies that they've done on Jefferson, on
You have
Arlington?
copies of it?
Yeah, like a report of the studies, like how do we get those reports?
Well, that'd be a public record request. which you cannot do because you're on the neighborhood council. But you could do.
Oh, yeah,
I
because
mean,
it would be interesting to read.
I mean, in other words,
and then.
So, anyone except a member of the city.
Really?
Yeah, we're members of the city, so we can't make a public
All right, I
record.
quit right now.
Your wife could make it.
Okay, okay.
I mean, in other words,
And this is the.
well, like, so for example, Steve Peckman just made a public records request related to that oil drilling case, which I can tell you about a little later.
Yeah.
But I could not make it,
Mhm.
just because
Specific.
on the neighborhood council. But a public records request could request names of and results from, or copies of, I mean, whatever one wanted to do, you'd have to know the right, what do you call it, what's it called?
What is the thing called?
What is the thing called?
Or the
Well,
engineering.
usually now, when they put the
I don't
little
know.
things across the street and measure the number of cars.
Right,
Okay,
anything, like
any traffic
any traffic.
study on Jefferson from this intersection to that intersection, and this beginning address to this ending address. I mean,
Well, I know that PD, the officer who's in charge of our area in Jefferson, he does have a speed camera study going on Jefferson. They
Right.
had this right by Saki's there, they had some sort of like flag of like, letting people know how fast they were going, but there are studies
Right.
there, so you call him and he's like,
right, so he might just be willing to tell you, but the point is, on a public records request,
Mhm.
if you knew LAPD is doing that, that's a request to LAPD.
Can you just do a general traffic?
No, you gotta do it.
have
by
to be very
department.
specific.
You have to do it to the correct department, and you have to do it to the keeper of records. So, I mean,
And
there's,
how much are the record, like $1, because we're.
at the moment, if they're digital, they're free. I say at the moment, because if you've read the newspaper lately, there's some legislator is trying to change that and make them very expensive.
Really?
And then now I mean, First Amendment Coalition is kind of
Getting on that,
getting
yeah.
on that, but at the moment, if there are costs, you have to pay them.
Yeah.
But the search, if the records are digital, then it is free.
Okay.
If the records are not digital, if they're paper,
Right.
you should be offered then the option that we pulled the papers, you can come here and look.
Yeah.
And request copy.
Right.
And the copies are like 15 cents a pay. I mean, in other words, there's money.
Okay.
It could be quite expensive.
Okay.
If-
So should we go that route and try to figure out what the
We
study?
are going that route.
Okay, well, should we
Should consider going.
yeah,
But you should define it a little.
okay, yeah.
Because you'd have to know.
Well, if anybody from the community.
Right.
Would like.
Yeah, but it's different departments. What I'm saying is you have to know who you're asking.
So should we try to find out?
like a very, very targeted reason, and I think
Oh,
that
well,
it seems like if we could just target the areas, like, for example, where we have people who are very concerned about their corner, we start there, so it's kind of like block captain stuff, that person is like, this is my corner that I really want to do something about, then we like.
well, they may not store the records in that manner.
But
Yeah, they
this
might.
is too general,
Yeah.
like, of course, every single street is gonna want a,
No, they're gonna, we're asking for existing studies.
Yeah, we want.
That's already happened.
We already have that, some of that, like in your report, you have like where all the accidents.
Yeah,
I feel like it's a little bit like,
What's the question you want answered from these
Like-
reports?
what have they like found that could be implemented?
So.
Cause this is trying to loop back into the first mile, last mile, cause there's a beautiful report that we have, cause we found it. If we hadn't found it, then we wouldn't know that these things were already recommended. Like,
Correct. Okay, but going back to what I thought you were asking. Has there been a traffic study on Jefferson between Arlington and
right,
Crenshaw?
and
Just
I'm assuming those studies have some recommendations. That's what I was trying to get at.
don't think that's necessarily correct.
Oh, okay, so that's where.
Because it's a different kind of study. I think a traffic study is where they put down across the street.
How many cars pass by here?
Right, there's you can see it on the street, and then there's a counter. And they're doing how many cars per hour, what
Maybe,
types of days,
what
but
I'm
there
looking
wouldn't
for-
necessarily be a recommendation.
Right, is it a traffic engineering study, so it can be like more targeted to the engineering department?
Well, they would only do that if they had already done a traffic study that there was too many cars.
All right, let's just move it along.
So
Yeah,
people do these things.
all right.
And because when you like Caltrans, when it was, it has finally thrown this away, but they were proposing something called a flyover from the 110 freeway, the exit at Adams. They were proposing building a huge bridge flyover and dumping people onto Figueroa around 23rd Street. And the project has finally died forever. But they knew how many cars per minute exited the freeway.
Right.
And they knew that by adding the flyover, they would reduce the amount of time for a person who currently is getting off at Adams,
Right.
reduce their time to getting into downtown from wherever, Long Beach or whatever, by 90 seconds. So
Right.
that was one of the reasons they ended up losing their court case,
Right.
because it didn't seem worth building this whole thing for 90 seconds.
Right.
But they knew it, so that means people are doing studies.
Right.
I would say to figure out how to define what you want to know
Right.
is talking to, in any of these land use cases where there's a traffic study,
Mhm.
talking to a company that does those traffic studies and
Ask them if they.
how they do it, in other words, what would we ask
What would
somebody
we get?
who's
Yeah.
an expert, what would we be asking for a
I
public
see.
records request? Because it's just not a topic I'm not familiar
Yeah.
with, and I didn't realize.
Well,
that
let me know, Laura. Let me know when you get with the guys that know about traffic studies. I would love to talk. to you.
Okay, number of the police, officers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please. All right, let's move it on. Or last thing. Okay, so it's gonna be a year since we wrote the letter to CD10. Do we need to rewrite a letter or redo anything? So we can do anything about the situation? Right, exactly.
I think, because we wrote a number of letters in August,
I think we approved the letter in September, so.
but what I'm saying is, did a number of letters asking for things this past year. And I think it's not a bad idea to follow up all of those letters, because we've also gotten some communications from the folks on 31st Street in St. Andrews about the nightmare mess that's over there. That building safety. Yeah, but the point is, we should be writing some follow-up saying, attached is a letter we wrote you a year ago,
Right,
and can you please give us your follow-up?
yeah,
That
because there was no follow-up to, because
that follow-up is, will you please give us your follow-up?
Mhm.
So.
Yeah.
But we'd have to track backwards.
Okay.
It's not just this, wasn't just the traffic letters.
That's fine.
But I will say that some of our letters asked for things that, as you pointed out, and as Sandra has pointed out, and we had some feedback at the Jefferson Safety meeting, not everybody's on board for the things that we asked for, which is why we need to that's why.
Well,
one
I
of the
think,
reasons we're starting this committee.
yeah, I think, the letter was written in a way so it could be advocate for the crosswalks, the safety beacons. I think what most people got stuck on is the road diet, and it was like the
Right.
whole thing, I was like, that's if there is, that was like along the road.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But I felt-
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
understand. That comes back to education. But that all said, I think we need to find not find, they're probably sitting on our website.
Right.
All these letters that we wrote, because
Mhm.
Teresa got them uploaded to the
Oh.
website. And we need to
Thank you.
send them out and, with a follow, just say, we wrote you on September 9th, 2025.
Mhm.
Here's, for your reference, we've attached the original letter,
Mhm.
and we'd like to know what's happened between then and now,
Mhm.
whatever the time is.
Yeah, I would love to follow up. Do I read that email or do you want to write the email? Do you want me to draft the email so you can send the email?
I want to take a look at all the letters that need a follow-up and ask my executive officers what they think we should do,
Okay,
how they think we should do
Then-
this.
okay,
Because we do have a secretary,
yeah,
and maybe Hunter could if it's just a pro forma.
Yeah.
In a sense, I mean,
Yeah.
if what the letter is dear Tom Smith, traffic engineer, blah, 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 whoever we wrote to a year ago
Mhm.
with a series of people, because again, we wrote a bunch of different
We
letters on
did, I
different
remember, I
topics.
remember.
We're following up for your reference, the original letter was attached.
Mhm.
Can you please report back as to any
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, I understand. All
But
right,
I
well,
think that
I will
officially
be,
see
yeah,
the
I
letter.
will be there at the next
Okay.
executive, maybe we can figure it out.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Last time on the agenda, it's tomorrow, we have a walk and talk. Meeting that's been organized technically by me, but we've had previous meetings leading up to this walk and talk. I've been meeting with West Adams Neighborhood Council. And we met with Tina from the Transportation Mayor's Office in CD10. I also talked to Gina Fields, that is now the commissioner for the neighborhood councils. She's also interested in all this. So all this kind of led to like, let's just walk and talk this is specifically for first mile, last mile. And I feel like if this was implemented, it would have addressed some of the issues that we have on Jefferson. So that's part of the conversation. I came up with a map. I don't know, like, I wish we had more time to meet. So I was like, I need to put something together. Yeah, let's share that walk and talk map to see how it looks like. We're gonna start in front of the UNNC Center on Jefferson and Norton. Or between Norton and what's the other street?
So is the purpose of this meeting to try to get them to go ahead and do more than just the hub?
That is the purpose, like to implement some of the things that have already been planned.
The hub was not even on the thing that was approved.
Oh,
That's not even.
yeah.
I mean, the hub is apparently what's currently being funded and approved, and I think it includes some bathrooms at the station, which is not a bad thing.
That's great.
That's
Yeah,
great.
there
But
are already
that's-
bathrooms. There's one bathroom, which is great, that's the portable thing, but it's better.
What you're trying, we're sharing now.
Yes.
But these are the routes that we want more stuff. basically.
This is
This is just the route.
This is just a route that makes a circle.
Yeah, it's just a circle.
It's a long.
But I really
I
want people, okay, have you ever been to the K-Line station?
Yes.
Yes, okay, great. So I feel like,
Answering my question.
yeah,
Have I taken the train?
have you taken the rain?
I took it with a group of, city officials
Okay,
before it opened, but no.
I take it to the airport.
okay,
Taking it to the
great. So you've taken it, so that I feel like people haven't been like experienced what it feels like to be at that Expo Crenshaw stop. Because if you're coming from the K and you wanna, catch the train to go downtown, you have to cross Crenshaw. And it's a.
You what?
Yes, see? Seriously, you coming from the airport, you're trying to get to downtown, you have to cross 8 lanes of traffic. And in this little amount
So
of
you're
space.
saying it's on the west side of the intersection?
Yes,
Is the station? Well, that's not gonna change, but
I know, but
the.
we can change the, exactly, the access to the station should be,
Oh my God.
reconsidered, not tear down, of course.
Yeah.
However, so that station and then down here. So we'll start here. Let's start at the UNNC Center. We'll walk. Okay, there's been plenty of accidents here at this corner.
Right.
So I want to see people show people what it feels like to be there. Walk to Crenshaw, cross Crenshaw, walk down the street because there's no trees here. So it would be very nice to put some trees on this side. There's a lot of trees next to the church, which is nice.
Yeah,
but not
do you know the hub that you're talking about? Do you know that part of the funding for the hub was to in effect remove those trees and plant new trees? Yes, it's objectionable.
Why are they trying to take the trees out?
Well, first of all, do they even know there are trees there? This is a federal project.
Oh, I see.
So that number one, I don't know if they know the trees are there. 2, they're ficus, so maybe 15-20 years ago when this was first being talked about, ficus were on the bad list, but now they're not on anybody's good list, but they're on the list of do not removes because they are bigger than
Shame.
12. Well, because their trunks are bigger than 12 inches.
Right.
So that's the new
So-
sort of standard.
Exactly. So on this walk, then we'll experience crossing Exposition Boulevard, which is not bad to cross because it's a short street. And then we'll see how people deal with trying to get
So
to
you're saying that
the K line.
the
Yes.
station Station is.
The station to
It's
go
on the west
downtown
side.
is this over here, so
Okay.
people that get off, especially on the rush hour, the people that have to wait on this little island. It's really ridiculous. I saw a pedestrian get a ticket because he crossed the tracks and realized that he wasn't supposed to cross right here, so he crossed straight, and then there was a motorcycle cop right here and pulled the guy over, and then I'm assuming they gave him a ticket, but I don't know. He was
Well,
like, he
if
was.
Hit by a train, you gotta teach the
That's
lesson.
true, but it like the way this is designed is just not well designed for people who
Well,
like,
of course, they weren't designed.
yeah.
Are we walking across the field there?
Yes, okay, so then I will show you the next, this is the clear line.
Well, okay.
Okay,
Strong.
we are going to learn this. That's a beautiful experience.
Rios on your map.
Yes,
Is that really Rios or is that the townhome?
that is the architect.
I know what
Oh,
Rios is, but
yeah.
I think the location is wrong because I think.
No, that's where Rios is.
Oh, so the townhome.
The townhomes are.
Even
right here.
further.
Even-
So if you live at the townhomes, or you
Anywhere,
or you
anywhere
go-
else, yeah,
work at Rios, either way.
Yeah.
But if you live at the townhomes in particular, now you want to take the train to downtown.
yeah, you have to walk this back, and then there's a field here, this is where the French Depression is supposed to be, but there's a gate here that we can use to cross the
So
field.
they don't even have a pedestrian walk?
No, nothing, it's just,
Oh,
this is why I mentioned, I don't know if you saw my last email, bring some comfortable shoes, cause your feet might get
Yeah.
dusty, this is dusty field,
Because I know where the head of the arrow is,
yeah.
it's just below the sycamore grove.
Yeah, this is a beautiful sycamore grove right here, I love that, okay, I wish it was more open so people can actually just take a.
No, we don't want them damaged.
Anyway, we will experience what it feels like to walk in the alley, and actually I have this, I don't know if I should just have this and like the walk and talk map route, how do you feel at each segment, do we really wanna ask that question?
No,
No, right?
we're not children.
Alright,
You're a school teacher.
yeah,
But no, we don't
But
need to fill out a question.
okay, anyway, should I have this documents, from the first mile, last mile, okay, so this.
It's Jefferson.
This is Jefferson,
Intersection.
this would be the intersection of Jefferson,
Crenshaw.
and this is any other street, it could be Norton or any little.
No, but I mean, is this from, which is this from, the mobile?
The first mile, last mile,
It's Jefferson and Crenshaw.
okay,
What's
so,
happening at those corners also that's interesting is that there's a lot of tents. People with tents and food and
oh, yeah, see, what-
there's all these like little tents around there. And I'm just curious if there's maybe some opportunity to provide structured shade for them so that we can have little kiosks.
yeah,
And people with like water and,
I have a question. You go
for
forward back.
economic development people,
Is this Crenshaw and this Jefferson?
I believe this is Jefferson,
It's not that wide compared to Crenshaw. Isn't that weird?
no, Jefferson is.
It's not 100 feet wide.
No.
Crenshaw is 100 feet wide.
Yeah, I think maybe, I mean, this
Wait,
is.
how do you know it's 100 feet wide?
It's not 100 feet wide. It's not a major, it's a
I think
secondary.
you have it rotated.
I think
That
so.
should be like that. I think.
I think
Well,
this is Jefferson, and this is just a random, this is says right here, this is.
Oh, it's-
This is just, doesn't say Crenshaw, it's just a
Well,
random intersection of Jefferson.
It's not accurate.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's accurate, but this is part of the plan that they, this is
It does. say Jefferson.
typical intersection,
Oh, so it's not
typical
Crenshaw. It's
intersection.
not the intersection of Crenshaw.
Yeah,
Got it.
this is a typical intersection
Maybe
of Jefferson. Yeah, it could be Bronson or any of the other ones.
Okay.
And then, yeah, so this is when they did the report. Yeah. I don't know, I have no idea. I wanna, okay, the question is, do we wanna have this papers on hand?
Understand what you're.
Otis still with us?
Yes, Dakota, I am so sorry. Any feedback? Okay, feel free to interject, cause
He's gone.
I think he's still.
no, he's still there, he's still.
He's just wondering how.
Oh man, I told my wife I was gonna be back. by
Sorry, I
Sunday.
was trying to unmute stuff. Could you ask the question again?
Well, the question was, are you here?
Yes.
And then the second question was, and now I'm having trouble
But Susan, I
here.
think you should have the real thing, I mean, in terms of. like-
I'm just having trouble with this damn share. I'm trying it again.
Well, this is part, like, that's from the report. It's not like I made
Yeah,
this
so
up.
I think I only have section 7 of the report.
Yes, I think I shared with you. I can share my screen. I have it.
But what, the
Okay,
point, your
so
point is that
I'm
you
gonna,
can take that and then what, add, we're gonna stop and look at that and.
What, and do you know what length this walk is?
It's 20-minute walk. I did it twice. And
So it's just 20 minutes and
that's-
what, 3/8 of a mile or?
Oh, geez, I did not look at the mileage. I was just looking at the time. But it's a 20-minute walk, you know, without distractions.
Who's the decision maker here?
No,
The decision, this is not a decision.
But who will be the most
Well,
close to the decision?
CD10,
So,
Alyssa and Hakeem are coming. Well, tentatively from Hakeem, but I'm
the
sure.
strategy is for us to what,
Okay.
wine and dine them.
No, not completely. Assuming anybody from LADOT actually shows up.
Yeah, they kept.
Pretty unfamiliar when we were saying blah, 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 Metro, blah, 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 you know, because we had a meeting with them. They did not really know what we were talking about. And so we wanted to do on the ground walk and talk.
So LA.
LADOT.
DOT, they're the targets for.
Well, because
Charm offense here tomorrow.
Well, because Metro approved this project, but did not fund the project. The project being first mile, last mile, it's
So how do we? get it
region
funded?
wide, well, we don't know, because, I mean.
Well, the more people that know about it, the more
Well-
attention it gets, the more people are like, well, maybe we should fund it.
Funded, because the concept was for every metro station. And so I don't want the La Brea station funded at the moment, I want us funded.
Yeah, so then what's our proposition for why we need the money more than anybody else?
Well,
Well,
Because-
that builds up onto what we're working on, the TCC grant,
right,
which is like this huge grant that we could potentially fund some of this stuff.
so I'm,
That's
this is
You
still
wanna
up.
get them to be
Okay,
the sponsor.
so
for
why is this a-
Yes.
Excellent. Okay,
Thank you.
strategy.
Yeah, that was,
Why is it still up when I had stopped the show? Did you
I
reshare?
I am sharing from my screen.
Okay,
Alright, so this is again, what I was trying to show, okay, well, then we're not gonna talk about how we're feeling. But we'll definitely give them the map, just maybe they wanna,
well, you can leave that on, it's just you don't need, you know, those are just things you're pointing out.
yeah,
You don't have to ask them any questions.
yeah, I won't be asking questions.
So the TCC, that application is due on the 30th, is that,
September 30th,
oh, okay, not this month.
yes.
No, we couldn't be, you mean
Something
tomorrow?
was, yeah, something was
No.
due tomorrow.
Like, no, not that.
I think the infrastructure.
Are you trying to-
Application was due tomorrow.
Alright, so we have this segment, we have the segment on Jefferson, Crenshaw stop, train stop, the open field. The exposition, AK Paseo. We have 11th Avenue, or this is Degnan, but then 11th Avenue, Degnan maybe.
And is your park right there? The-
Yeah, it's a little, yeah, a little farther east.
Next to the townhouse.
And then we have 36th Street, which we had a meeting with the gas company. I wanted people to see that and see how it just is there. All right, so these documents are from the report, okay? So these are from the report. You zoom it in. So they found what's needed the most. Okay, so they already identified these things in the report. Okay,
Right.
so they trees, crosswalk, and pedestrian lighting. Okay,
Then other items in smaller type needing attention.
speeding traffic, discontinuous bike lane, beautification needing, bus stops without much needed amenities, dark at night. Okay, which is very dark. Okay, I took the train. I went to Mexico last week and came back at the airport, walked to my house on 30. It's so pitch black, it's a little scary. Anyway, but you know, I'm not. Anyway, so the Jefferson, this is the road changes that they proposed. Would you mind spin it a little bit better?
Yeah, you mean,
So this is the existing
it's
street.
really hard to see.
Yeah, it's a little blurry, isn't it?
No, that's not the problem, it's just small. Can you do it to 150? No, I can see it, 'cause I'm
Okay.
looking at the computer, but up on the screen,
Yeah,
it's
on the
really,
screen, it should be a little bit better now, no?
okay.
So
Yeah, I
this
can
is,
see it just fine.
Okay,
Great. So they really propose, I feel like if we could just get a middle turning lane on Jefferson,
this-
it would also solve a lot of the
right,
traffic.
so here's the so I'm just gonna say these words out loud, so you're gonna know it. What's on the right, the proposed street, is also what's already been adopted in the citywide mobility element that was adopted in 2015 or 2016. And as I tried to explain to Sandra,
Mhm.
I mean,
She understood.
she understood, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to explain it to her in a way that she can in turn explain to
Yeah.
people. It's just a piece of paper until or unless the city is suddenly gonna do a sewer line, any sort of major improvement. The voters have already voted that if the city's gonna open up the street and then have to repair it, they have to implement the mobility plan.
Right.
And so if that should coincidentally happen 18 months from now or whenever, it doesn't really matter
Mhm.
what the folks who
Yeah.
were complaining think. I mean, and that's the problem. So, you know, as we're going forward to
Right.
make proposals, their opinion would matter. But if it happens to be that it ends up being a voter implemented action,
Right.
it's just gonna happen.
What's it called? One thing that I want to know that you said this, going back to educating our neighbors. The Ciclovia event on Sunday was amazing. They had so many people at the LADOT advertising the mobility plan. So I was like,
LADOT's mobility plan may not be
okay, so the one.
interesting
Yeah.
question, but I don't think they are the same thing. They
Yeah.
have the same name.
Exactly. Well, whatever it was, they were trying to promote that there is a mobility plan, and then people are saying like, "Oh, what would you like to see?"
Right.
Like on your street, that's already kind of planned, but you know what? They're still kind of taking input.
Right.
Like so, education. I feel like they were going for.
Right, so on the slide before this, it said one of the issues is discontinuous
Mm-hmm.
bike lanes.
Yes.
And that's becoming my concern, because you have on Jefferson from USC to
Mhm.
Western. Now, soon, I don't know why it's stalled, bike lanes, and then you don't. So I'm very concerned that if the neighbors at the moment really don't wanna see this kind of plan,
Mm-hmm.
how do we make the bicyclists safe?
Right.
See,
Shoot them to the neighborhood streets. Make the neighborhood streets.
well,
safer.
no, that's what,
Like a whole-
that's what I'm saying, you know, it's
And
all.
what we see in Jefferson, the people who are on the bikes are not like, oh, those people are like, you know, going somewhere. We see people who look like they're stealing bikes, on bikes.
Oh no, I would want to reject.
You
it.
know,
I
I-
ride my bike,
the
and
observation-
other people.
The observation there,
It's probably at the time of day.
there's a lot of bicycle theft.
Yeah, I have a name. Yeah, there's no, but I understand your observation. I definitely. Yeah,
Big bicycles,
Yeah.
so I know.
yeah,
Well, that's-
that's your,
That's a Jefferson Boulevard.
yeah.
Okay, you might be a little bit further down, so so what is the answer to these
Well,
people, to Sandra, to
well-
people who need their cars?
See, this is the
What do we
problem,
say is, you know?
there's no bicycle lanes on Jefferson, so you're not seeing the people riding to work on Jefferson. But the question becomes, when the bike lanes are opened to Western, and there's bike lanes on the other side of Crenshaw, all the way out. What happens to the
Yeah, but it's okay.
non-bike thieves?
I understand. Okay, I think we're gonna go into
That when the Jefferson gets narrowed, all the car traffic will go to the side streets. That's what they're also worried about. The traffic's gonna go from Jefferson Boulevard as the fast thoroughfare to everyone
Yeah.
cutting across.
And I think that's actually less the problem than the parking will move to the side.
Yeah, okay, let's move on to the walking. I understand.
Sure.
I understand. I understand. Yeah, well, this is our first meeting. We got a lot of
Well,
meetings.
Solution.
Let's keep it moving, because
because-
and the walk and talk, and look, we'll present this. We'll present this to them, like, look, this is what could have been done like a couple years ago.
Okay,
what
did you just
happened?
lose your picture?
Yeah, oh, no, maybe it's just a blank picture. Okay, now we'll talk about Crenshaw Boulevard. Okay, again, what's most needed on Crenshaw Boulevard? Okay, trees, crosswalk, and sidewalk improvements.
Right, so now, so the question is, has that been done already? Because the prior one was.
I think actually Crenshaw has done a lot of accessibility
Right.
ramps, so maybe we can cross out the sidewalk improvements because
Well,
they have actually worked.
That's
on
what I'm thinking, but it's interesting because the other one wanted more lights,
Right.
where not more sidewalk improvements, okay.
But
But they're both saying wayfinding.
Yeah, I'm kind of speeding up because it's getting kind of late. So other items, yes, direct connections if needed for people riding their bikes. I feel like, yeah.
It
Lack
says
of
it's
shade.
generally unpleasant to walk on the street due to the heat and lack of shade, swiftly moving vehicles, this is Crenshaw. Sidewalks in need of repair, that's Crenshaw. Now, these discussions, I want to tell you, took place around 2010, 2011. And because I participated.
Right.
This is
a long time ago. Yes. So these are some proposed, I feel like it's wrong because Crenshaw does not have, well, it does have 3 and 3 and in the middle. Okay, yeah. And I feel like this is wrong for some reason. I feel
Well, they have 6 lanes. You're saying, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, has 7 lanes of which 2 are parking. And that's existing. And they're wanting to reduce it to 4 lanes of cars and one bus. That's not possible.
That's
The
not
bus has
possible.
to go
Makes no
in
sense.
Well, the bus has to go 2 directions. And then a protected bike lane. That's what they're showing.
I would be happy here with a bus lane on both sides without the bike lanes because
Well, then 3 lanes of traffic on Crenshaw is not enough, not sufficient.
That's the summary.
Oh, wait, let's go back. It says it's a 70-foot.
Yeah.
Crenshaw's not 70.
Yeah, this is why I think it's wrong because it seems like
I think Crenshaw's 100.
right. Let's move it on. This is the proposed changes. See, this is also wrong because look how just doesn't seem like it's wide
It
enough.
doesn't seem like that's really Crenshaw.
Right. Okay, moving along. This is for some reason I added this picture because it was kind of like it makes sense. All these trees. This is supposed to be Crenshaw right
Those are
here.
trees. Oh, trees on Crenshaw.
Trees on Crenshaw. This is the metro stop. What are these blue things? Enhanced bus stop wayfinding.
But you see, they're showing adding trees where we already have trees.
Right.
And they're showing adding an awful lot of trees, and you can't have that many trees because of a combination of driveway, street lights. I mean, all the things that you have to be 20 feet from.
Right. I added exposition place. This is the alleyway. This is where we're gonna be walking through.
Yeah.
So this is how it looks like right now, and it's wider than this. I feel because if you fit more, I feel like if about fit 3 cars driving and parked cars.
Well, they're saying it's 50 feet wide.
Yeah, I don't think.
I think it is.
And then I would like to see the trees on the south side, not the north
Yeah,
side.
you can't because it's the backyards of people with their driveways into their garages.
Okay, well, that was my suggestion because the south side would make more sense because the sun is usually on the south.
It's a residential neighborhood that the houses face Obama and their rears with their garages are on that alley.
Okay, well, that was my proposal, like the only change that I would make.
That you can't. Sorry.
Sorry, but okay, so
But
this is the proposed changes,
Right.
which I think would be very nice, like a hangout spots. Although, like looking at it, like I'm sure the hangout spots would not fly. I just want to see trees on this corridor. I think it would make it more pleasant.
Because I've seen the other renderings. They're putting the trees and the hangout spots on the side where the businesses are.
Right.
And this is the wider section. So the section of Exposition Place between 9th and 11th is a little narrower.
Oh yeah, so there.
But they also don't have these driveways.
Right. I would definitely propose, like, if we we're gonna do something like make this the walkway. I know this is where the cars park.
You can't.
Well, anyway, that's that. And that was it.
Wait, okay,
That was that from the plan.
first of all, you don't get to use the I word. You know
we,
why?
I know.
Well, no, but the I word doesn't even count because UNNC already adopted a resolution that we support exactly the design.
You're right. I wish personally as a
bicyclist, because you can't bicycle under the trees because they're gonna be on the right.
All right.
But the right-hand side, or meaning the north side, which is where the business doesn't your wife work?
Yeah.
Those businesses? Yeah, what they're trying to do is break up instead of having it all angled parking.
Yeah.
Have it tree, sit down
Right.
places, parking, trees, you know, they're
I
just trying to break it up.
All right, do we wanna like use all these renderings and things from the map, or do we wanna just have it as a walk and talk without about what has been proposed?
It's unfortunate because I don't have time to print because I'm not going back to work.
I can definitely print them.
I think you should print the plan.
Okay, the
Okay.
whole plan?
No,
Okay.
can you stop the share? And I'll go back to what I had. Where'd it go? Here. I don't think the LADOT people, this and,
Well, I sent it to them on my follow-up.
oh. Okay, so let's see. Reduce. This is so big that I can't even get to the place where you reduce the size.
Yeah, fit, this is fit to width. Pick one of those, let's see,
No, it's
fit to width, click it.
that's better. Okay, so this is, it's an alley-like street that separates the commercial from residential areas. And the train. The plan recommends that Exposition Place transform into a shared street. So it can offer an alternative low stress for. Don't break your phone. And with a few parking spaces converted to mini parks and planted areas. So this is what it is now.
Right.
And the stuff on the right-hand side are the people's backyards. And they're suggesting. This is flipped, of course, because the view they just showed us would be we're looking east, but the rendering they're showing us that we're looking west. That's a problem.
Right.
And, but, so this is the north side. They're basically saying add trees and little parklets.
Right.
All along the north side.
Right.
And so the rendering. So at least now we're looking at the same.
Awesome. And then the people that are
we're
concerned,
looking east.
yeah, the people that might be concerned about homelessness, all these warehouses are very well funded and their security guards are very on top of their stuff.
Right.
And I was walking here the other day and the security guard like almost gave me a hug. I was like, hey, what's up?
And then there's this, that they actually costed it out, but this costing was like in 2021.
Yeah.
Is the cost, so they're saying under $10 million, but in 2021.
Right.
So you're saying you sent this to them, but do you think they're gonna carry it with them tomorrow?
No.
Did they RSVP that they're?
No LADOT people have RSVP. Only Kina, Hakeem's tentative, Alyssa, I talked to her, she needs some.
Of course, she's the one person who doesn't need you, well, she used to live on Exposition. So she's extremely familiar with the walk to.
Right, but yeah, I feel like it's gonna be an interesting walk, and if we go back to
the other business owners and stuff along the walk.
Well,
No.
not for
No.
now.
Well, my wife Lauren knows.
She works.
She is very close to the.
Which one does she work at?
She works for Go. Group.
Oh, so not good.
No. And
They're on the
They're on
on the
place. See, because okay, let me play devil's advocate here a little bit, because it seems like the businesses that have the money are asking for public money to be beautifying their businesses and their walks.
But it's not.
So instead of like a metro area that is serving the public and benefiting the whole, because I'm like looking at this going, it looks really nice, I would love it, but also like who is.
Oh, what's it?
You know what I mean?
Well, they're not the ones that.
they're not advocating.
Saying.
If they're not advocating it, then why are we advocating for this?
Because we represent the people who live just east of there.
Okay.
All
Who
the-
have to live there.
And you have the numbers to say, these are the people who are using the metro, they're walking, you have those traffic numbers.
We don't need to have them because this is an adopted project. The problem is.
It would be very strong.
I understand. Where you're coming from.
We have those numbers.
But we don't need to say it's like we're benefiting only the businesses. Even if we are benefiting their work, hang on, look, even if we're benefiting their workers, meaning their workers take the train and still have to walk from the train.
I'm just thinking about what are the numbers of riderships and how much money that goes into, but you know, this
think-
and
Yeah, I
having
understand
that
where you're
as
coming
a very, if we want to advocate for it, having
Well,
those numbers.
This is what I want to advocate for.
from. Mhm.
If we have 20 years of engaging the public on a project that's been adopted more than once. I mean, this is the one we just saw, the version we just saw is much more finalized. It had costing, you know, totals.
Yeah.
But we've been engaged in it since around 2010.
This is pre-companies being there too.
Right. And pre the K line, this started, so it might be started earlier than that with the Expo line. You're wasting, I mean, they did so many public taxpayer money to create not just this one little project. I mean,
They have a lot.
there's a, you know, this one set of 2 metro stops, because it's not that often that you have an intersection. Has 7 projects, 8 projects,
For the mobile, their
For-
small.
7 or 8.
Yeah, they have.
Things,
Yeah.
so multiply that by all of the others, you know, what a
Right.
colossal waste of time. We want some of it implemented. And we want the money spent with us, and we wanted it to be metro money
Right.
because they have federal transportation money.
Okay.
And we want, you know, we don't want them to be kicking the can solely to the,
To the rich, like.
well, to LADOT, which we already know does not have money. But if we can get the money because we're jumping in and trying to apply for a grant, a planning grant, then let's do it. That's, you know, an answer to your question, let's do it, and that won't be taxpayer. That's I don't know.
California, that's California money, so it is.
Oh, it is taxpayer money, but the point is, we deserve.
Yes.
We.
I know, but I wanna always come with a very strong,
Right.
like, evidence
Just-
as to
right.
what is gonna compel them to say, this is
Well,
in your interest.
Well,
as
what's
well."
gonna compel
It's-
anybody to do first mile, last mile amenities in any poor neighborhood versus say North Holland? Well, not that that's a rich neighborhood, but you know,
We need to have those arguments and have,
right,
so that.
versus
Yeah,
Pasadena, versus.
Yeah, but-
I think it's in the report. To answer your question, the numbers are in the report. We can just look them up and they'll be.
With that
the-
30 megabyte or 70,
Yeah, the
I
80
can't-
megabytes.
I can't upload
Yes,
it.
it's like on the bottom that. I think I've sent it to you, the just first mile, last mile report. So we can look through it and. Yeah, okay, so just moving back to the, what do you call it,
Tomorrow.
you know, the tomorrow walk and talk. Yeah, so the route, it's, so 11th Avenue is also pretty terrible walk. To get into the neighborhoods, because a lot of people from our neighborhood use that route to come and
It's a
use the
s-
train.
Well, there's a lot of cars on it though.
Right, lots of cars, no trees. And then on 11, and then you get to
The train goes right across it.
Yeah.
At the, when you're waiting for the train to go right across it, is there any shade?
There's no shade.
If you're walking?
If you're walking, there's no shade. And also there's like a senior, like medical office, like a clinic for senior people. It's called Invoice. I'm forgetting the name, but we'll see it tomorrow. Yeah, right there. There's like a warehouse that got transformed into, they have these nice vans that drive people in.
Like a senior daycare?
Like a senior like clinic, I would say a senior clinic. And there's a lot of seniors in there, like, you know, mobility things. I saw a senior walking with his crane or walker getting to their office. So it's a whole thing. Anyway, you walk on 11th, we're gonna make a left on 36, and also there's no shade on 36 up until you get to the closer to 12th Avenue. There's like a nice little grove of trees. And we'll head down and then on.
This sure doesn't sound like a mere 20-minute
Oh,
walk.
it is a 20-minute walk. We gotta make sure we stay on pace though.
I hate to interrupt folks, but I've got to jump. This has been a
Sure.
really
Yes.
compelling meeting. You guys enjoy. Thank you so much for everything. And I look
Thank
forward
you,
to
Dakota. Thank you so much. Okay, I have to jump too, so
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Any-
Well, looking forward to
yeah,
that.
let's see what we get out of it. I feel like the more people that know about our neighborhood and the walk, like,
The people.
I really hope there's a lot of the LADO people invited in that email.